Yay Networks.
Okay.
I have a small butt.
We're moving on
Since
now.
we're talking about intimacy,
Oh my god.
just want everyone to know. No, I don't have a big butt. No
Not
one
a
thinks
huge
I
butt.
do.
No, I know. I just don't know why you felt the need to talk about that.
You just brought up my butt.
Okay.
I wanted people to know. It's not that big.
Welcome back to Junkyard Mayhem.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Shane.
We have the lights turned down a bit
We do.
because this is an intimate episode.
Oh boy.
Thought we'd set the mood with our lighting and our atmosphere.
Yeah, it's nice in here.
It is. I don't have my glasses on because we're using real lights and they reflect, so I cannot see.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
feel bad.
assuming it's you sitting there. Your voice sounds very similar,
I
but
know. And your job is usually to watch the camera and make sure nothing goes wrong. So this is gonna be
yeah.
it's gonna be tough with you
Right
out of
now, I
commission.
see there are some flashing lights.
No.
Don't know what they
There
mean.
shouldn't be. There should not be anything flashing.
This episode of Junkyard Mayhem is going to be about intimacy,
Yeah.
marriage,
Yeah.
disability.
Yeah, it's a whole Q&A. We have so many questions that people asked.
We should probably explain why we're doing this.
Yeah, it is our 3-year wedding anniversary in just a couple of days.
Yes.
So this is kind of in celebration of 3 years of marriage. We figured we haven't talked about intimacy or disability in, any way since
A while ago.
a year or two before we were married. It's been a bunch of years. So we thought, I bet we'll have different answers now than we did the first time.
There's a lot of misconceptions as well
Yeah.
about our intimate relationship
Mm-hmm.
and, just larger than that, disability and intimacy.
Oh my God, I got a comment like 2 days ago and it popped up on my notifications, which is annoying. Why do I need to see the comments, right? But I got a comment from someone who does not follow me, some man.
Hannah Elwood, the worst influencer
I
ever.
don't want to see that. Some random man commented on our video. It was about IVF, like saying that we were doing it. I'm not even sure which one it was, but it was like about IVF. And he was like, so these two claim that they have sex, but yet here they are doing IVF? Question mark. And I was like, sir.
You missed a few videos, bud.
But who does IVF because they don't want to have sex? Like, I'm just, what? Like, even if that was it's just, that is the most absurd thing to jump to ever.
As we were planning to become parents,
Yeah.
we thought about how we wanted to go through it. And we weighed the options. We could
Yeah.
do it the natural way and,
Yeah.
the fun, cheap, easy
Mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah.
Or we could stick ourselves with needles,
Yes.
countless
Tens of
doctor's
thousands of
appointments.
dollars.
And we went with that because the thought of laying in a bed with Hannah was too much for me.
I was like, what in the world, sir? So yeah, we're going to answer some questions. Maybe he can watch this video. I don't know.
Yeah, we hope it helps. And again, two kind of caveats here. One is that we are not going to give specifics about the positions
Yes.
that we use. That
Which-
is far and away the most requested
Yeah.
question, and never in like a educational way.
No, that's not necessary.
Like if someone wants me to have a conversation with them, like someone else with a disability,
Yeah.
who's like, "Hey, can you give me some pointers?"
Yeah.
Happy to do it.
Yeah.
Not on a
Not the man that's commenting, like, why are they doing IVF if they're claiming to have sex?
and not when hundreds of thousands of people
Yeah.
are going to see it. You had that good analogy that you made.
Well, I didn't really make it. I saw a video about it, but it was about parents, like influencers who have their kids in videos. And it was a woman being like, this is what you're doing when you put your kid in your videos. And it was her opening the door to the camera and like pretending there was someone standing there and being like, come on in, guys. It's bath time, like this way, leading all these strangers into the
Just
bathroom.
random strangers.
Being like, here's my little boy in the bathtub. Like, let's all watch him. And it was like, it's 100% what you're doing when you're making a video. It doesn't feel like you're sharing anything.
Yeah.
With like you don't see the people, but
Yeah.
they are there. So we need to be very mindful, Shane,
Yeah.
that there are real people watching these
It's
videos.
always me. I always am the one that needs to be careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to be mindful of our privacy.
Yeah.
We want to be mindful of your, we respect you.
Yes.
We wouldn't walk up to someone in a grocery store and begin vividly describing
Yes.
the sexual positions that we prefer.
Yes.
Like, it's just,
Super weird.
trying to keep it educational, intimate
Yeah.
and fun.
Exactly.
Last caveat, family and friends, turn the video off. No need to watch.
That's all we need to say at this point.
There's only about 9 or 10 of you, so you will not hurt our metrics.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
Goodbye. Don't watch. Thank you. All right. So we got all these questions from my Instagram.
it. Yep.
Shall we dive in?
All right. Question number 1. Are you still pursuing IVF? I know it can be a very mentally and physically taxing process. So yeah, we did IVF in May. Our last update was that we didn't get any sperm to fertilize the eggs that we got. So that was kind of on hold. My eggs are frozen. We are still pursuing it, but the problem is we don't have the necessary parts to do it right now.
We don't have my parts.
Yeah, so we're pursuing, the lead up. We're working on it.
Yeah, we're testing my sperm every
Yeah,
month.
Exactly.
And instituting changes
Yeah.
as we go based on the results. So far, like Hannah said, we've not gotten good results that will allow us to move forward, but we're hoping that, like each new test, we're hopeful that my numbers will improve and
Exactly.
we'll pull that trigger.
Yes. Okay. Question number 2. This is educational, okay? How can the penis grow if there's muscular atrophy? Do people not take anatomy? Is no one teaching people things?
Maybe let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they've never been to school. Who knows?
Go
Or
ahead.
they don't necessarily teach the mechanics of a penis
Do they not?
in health. I mean, my health class did,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the quality of sexual education
That's true.
is the same everywhere.
They could be in a different
This,
state.
however, is a very doodleable
Yes.
question.
Yes.
The penis becomes erect by the flow of blood
Yes.
into it.
It is indeed not a muscle. And also, I will say, SMA affects motor neurons. It does not affect muscle. Shane doesn't have muscular dystrophy. He has muscular atrophy. He has a neurological problem, not a muscle problem. So Shane's motor neurons are what are affected. All of the muscles in his body that are not the movement-based motor neurons in the spine are not affected. Yeah, voluntary are not affected, which is why Shane's heart isn't affected. All the muscles that are not the ones you're moving are not affected.
And I am able to say this only because I've already written it in books, so this is not new information. But that is why it's a little bit disproportionate to the rest of my body.
Yeah.
I have the penis of a 31-year-old
Oh, Shane,
human being.
that's true.
I'm
And the
keeping
head,
it in the head.
gigantic head.
The head and the penis. That's the name of this episode.
That's a good book title. Oh my god. Okay. What are 3 things that attracted you to each other when you first met?
3 things.
3 things.
Do you have your 3?
Well, I guess I have not read these yet, so no. A second ago I didn't, but I can say things.
I will praise you.
Okay.
I was taken by your sense of humor, your sarcasm. That's in the same answer.
Yeah.
Your intelligence.
Mm.
You were vastly smarter than me,
Oh my god.
and I looked up to intelligence. And your physical beauty.
Aw.
When I looked at your Facebook page early on, and we were beginning our conversation,
Yeah.
I almost didn't believe you were real. I was like, how is this human being so funny, so smart, so hot?
Aw.
I hope your profile picture at the time was you in a swimming suit, from your meet.
Yeah.
or
It was
something.
training trip, I
Uh-huh.
think.
And I was like, oh my God, I am either the luckiest man on earth or being catfished.
Aw. That was so nice.
You're very beautiful.
And how about 7.5 years later?
Oh,
Do those things ring
they
true?
do. They ring so true. I wish you weren't so smart now. Now it's less cute. And
Argumentative. It's turned
more-
into argumentative. Not so much intelligent, just
Yeah.
stubborn. Okay. Mine are going to be similar because I think the things that drew us to each other were mutual.
It's my
Your
swimsuit.
Your swimsuit, yeah, your profile picture on Facebook. No, Your sense of humor, obviously, like our sense of humor is the number one thing that we enjoy about each other, I think. Thinking about like when we began talking, your like conversation skills, I guess, just like the way that you were able to talk. And I just found it very impressive. Like your communication skills were so top notch. And I was like, oh my God, he's really good at communicating.
I love this. Keep going. Is there more? That was only 2.
There's one more. And then I think I've talked about this before, but your care for other people always has stood out to me as like one of the things that I think first about you when I think about who you are.
Aw.
How you put other people first.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want me to keep going? You don't look
I mean,
satisfied.
3 is... It's a good number. It's not a great number.
We're moving on.
No, thank you. Actually, let's take a quick break. I need to clear my throat.
Oh, Jesus.
And that is not an intimate sound. So we'll be right back.
You guys know that I love Skims. Shane also loves Skims.
I love my Skims sweatpants.
But I've recently tried their Fits Everybody underwear collection, their underwear and bra collection, and I am obsessed.
Silky smooth.
Seriously.
Like I felt them.
Yep.
They feel silky smooth.
They're amazing. The fabric is so stretchy, so soft. It feels like you're wearing nothing. I cannot recommend them enough. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for every body. My personal favorites are the triangle bralette.
Is that what you were wearing yesterday?
Yes.
I knew that.
I know.
I knew it because it was shaped like a triangle.
Good job. Good job. And when I want something a little bit more than the triangle bralette, I like the t-shirt bra. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body, and the buttery soft fabric stretches to twice its size without ever losing shape, meaning you get a perfect fit every time. The collection is available in sizes extra, extra small to 4X. So you can believe the hype, Skims has over 100,000 5-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com, plus you get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you, select podcast in the survey, and be sure to select our show, Junkyard Mayhem,
Yes, please.
in the drop-down menu that follows. Okay, we're back from our break, and before we move on, I would just like to say that I had my 3 things about Shane in my head before he went. I got them real quick. And I would just like to say that your physical beauty, like what you listed for me, also attracted me to you.
Aww.
Like when I saw the video of you, I was like, oh my God, he's so cute.
Aww.
But I'm afraid that people are going to be like, oh, so she doesn't think he's hot. But it's just because I had my 3.
Hannah and I have had like deep conversations about this because I've always had like body image issues. Like I do not have the stereotypical hot male body. So like at times when Hannah and I are just like having conversations, I've been like, you found me hot, like cute, whatever, and we've we've discussed that like I do have a objectively or at least stereotypically handsome face. You've told me that my strong jaw,
I know,
and my eyes, and my little smile smirk.
And your wink.
I'm just trying to give specifics.
Yeah,
here.
I like your wink.
Yeah,
You're
it wasn't
good at
like
it.
she was like, "Oh, look at that tiny rib cage."
Yeah, no.
She was like, "It's a hot face."
It is.
I
was like, oh my God, he's really cute. He has a nice, hot, handsome face. And then once I got, we started talking and I just became more and more attractive.
Yeah. And you were like, oh my God, the toes.
The toes. And then I got you out of your chair and I saw your butt. Okay.
I have a small butt.
We're moving on now.
Since we're talking about intimacy.
Oh my God.
Just want everyone to know. No, I don't have a big butt. No
Not
one
a
thinks
huge
I
butt.
do.
No, I know. I just don't know why you felt the need to talk about that.
You just brought up my butt.
Okay.
I wanted people to know. It's not that big.
Oh my God. Okay. This is a good one. Did your intimacy change as you were trying to get pregnant?
I would say yes. I mean,
A little.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't think it changed as much as maybe it could have if we had been trying longer. Like we pretty much knew early on, Shane's sperm would probably be affected.
Yeah.
And so like there wasn't that time where we were like super stressed timing it, like doing all that stuff where I think it could have been affected.
Yeah.
But like it definitely, I mean, we did that for a bit. So
Yeah.
like, what were you
I
gonna
think
say?
that the actual act
Yeah.
of having sex didn't change. Like once we were into it, we were just our normal selves.
Yeah.
But the before and the after, the
True.
mental
Yeah.
and emotional before and after changed a lot.
Yeah.
Like it was like more purpose driven
Yeah.
than just fun, you know?
Yeah. And then waiting for a result.
Exactly. And then the pressure after
Yeah.
of like, well, that was fun, but
Yeah.
did it work
Yeah.
for what we were trying to do?
Exactly.
And then when the answer kept being no, that had a compounding kind of emotional toll
Yeah.
after a while.
Yeah. Have strangers stopped asking if Hannah is Shane's nurse/sister? No.
No, it just happened like 2 days ago.
We were out to dinner, not last night, but the night before. And
It wasn't exactly that, but
she
it
said,
felt like
are
it.
you two related?
Yeah.
Why would you? I've never gone out to dinner with anyone and been asked if I was related to them.
It was our waitress, and she
Yeah.
was older, so I give her the benefit of the doubt, like, doesn't have the awareness and the experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was
very surprised when we were like, oh,
Yeah.
no, we're married. She said, that's amazing.
She said, "Oh my goodness, that's amazing."
Yeah.
But yeah, and she definitely assumed we were some kind of
Siblings.
family.
I think she
Yeah.
thought siblings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she asked, "Why would you ask that?"
I don't know. That's the thing is like, I've never been asked that ever.
Yeah,
When I'm with someone else.
Yeah.
You know, like, why does it matter? Okay. Here's an interesting one. Top 3 non-sex ways to be intimate.
ooh,
It's a good question.
these are probably different than what we said 3 years ago. I would bet.
Oh,
I
I
like-
don't know if we answered this, like what we would have said 3 years ago.
I do feel like we've in videos said like how we're intimate other than having sex.
Yeah. Okay. I think one, like an obvious one is going to be cuddling, like
Yeah.
physical closeness, watching TV, cuddling in bed, any of that stuff.
I'll say specifically our occasional morning cuddle
Yeah.
when we have nothing to do for a day
Yeah.
and we stay in bed a lot longer than we would
Yeah.
just being close.
Yeah. It's a nice
That's
way to start the day.
my favorite.
Connected.
And then I yell squeeze.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Actually, that's my favorite. When we're cuddling and I yell squeeze, it's
Yeah.
like a thing that we do.
Yeah.
And Hannah wraps her legs and arms around me and pulls me as close as possible.
Yeah.
Almost
Try to pop you.
Trying to pop me, I was going to say. Yeah.
I think, a different one that most people wouldn't think of is like caregiving stuff,
hmm
like helping someone shower,
Yeah.
whatever it is can be very intimate when you're in a relationship.
Yep. Yeah. Showering, definitely.
Yeah.
Right. There's going to be a chapter in our book specifically about showering and how intimate it can be.
Yeah.
That is a steamy chapter.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, absolutely. I was like, I'm obviously naked.
Yeah.
You're using your hands to
Yeah.
wash my entire body.
Yep.
Unless we're in bad moods, how is that not going to be intimate?
I
you
know.
know?
And it's kind of funny because I feel like I've seen in like blog posts, like articles, whatever, of like ways to reconnect and be intimate with your partner. I swear one of them is like showering together, like wash your partner's hair, like that's totally a thing. So like, of course, I mean, people discount it when it's our situation.
Yeah, because then it's medical.
Yeah, then it becomes medical, but it's really not. It's the same thing.
Yeah. There's not really enough room for us to shower together. We're taking baths together.
Oh, like if I was showering?
yeah.
Well, I have to stand. I mean, I
You'd
don't.
stand over me and drip soap in my
Yeah,
eyes.
it would be awful
No, thank
for
you.
you. I already do that because I'm like in the shower with you.
You get just as wet as if you were showering.
I know. Okay. Oh wait, is there another one?
Oh,
Did you
a third?
have any
I don't
others?
remember.
I don't know.
Like when we drive, like on long trips,
Yeah.
we'll often Hannah will have her hand on my lap. I know
Yeah.
that's not probably safe, but and I can hold her hand
Yeah.
and like tickle her hand and
That's nice.
write letters when I get bored and try to spell things out for her.
That's a good. Well, you should do that more often. You haven't done the letter game in a long time.
I initiate that the same way I initiate the squeeze I just say hand.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of one word things that you call out.
I think there's a question on there, maybe at the bottom, about how we initiate intimacy. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
It's,
How do you initiate spicy time is what they actually said.
so if Hannah is initiating, she usually just like begins and then sees how I respond,
Yeah.
you know?
Begins is a really weird word.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you touch me.
Yeah.
Like, and if I'm like into it, then
Yes.
that's where we go.
Yeah.
But I cannot really do that. So I very much just say what I want
Yeah.
and see how Hannah feels about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Just using our words. Definitely.
yeah.
Was the height difference ever an issue? I think that's a funny one.
Hannah?
Good question. An issue? No, not really.
A factor.
A fact, yeah. Like occasionally, you know, I don't know, maybe my legs will be long, like too long or something, like, you know.
We have to make sure that everything is at the right level.
Yeah,
You know? So
yeah.
it's
So it's definitely a factor.
yeah,
But I don't think it's ever been like an issue.
not a problem.
Not a problem. It's helpful that I am tall and strong so that I can like lift Shane and we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about me not being able to lift him.
I guess the height difference does become a problem in terms of people's perception of our relationship.
Uh-huh.
I think that like the disparity of our two bodies
Yeah.
is the main reason that people are like either thinking that we're lying
Yeah.
or out in public mistaking me for your son or
Yeah.
your brother. If I was lankier,
Yeah.
I think that would not happen as
Oh, I
often.
agree. Yeah.
So in terms of perception, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. If
Yeah.
you were, I mean, if you were the size of a typical 31-year-old, people would definitely question us less.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just like,
If only I had grown bigger.
if only you had grown bigger. Why did you get a spinal fusion, Shane?
know.
To save your own life? Did you not think about the future?
Had I
Jeez.
known.
Had you known that your wife would be 5'10", do you think maybe you would have given it a couple years?
You know what? Let's place the blame on you. You're too tall. I'm the perfect size.
That's not very nice, Shane.
And she still wears heels sometimes.
I don't wear heels.
Which is just like slap in the face.
A 2-inch bottom of my shoe is not heels. Okay, here's 2 questions that are kind of related. How much does your sense of humor come into play during intimacy? And then this is like answering this question. How did you manage the initial awkwardness of the logistics?
Yeah.
And I was going to say humor, so we might as well just answer both of those at the same time.
Yeah, do you want to begin or do you want me to begin?
I mean, I think they kind of answer each other. Like humor absolutely comes into play like in every aspect of our lives, but and that doesn't go away during intimacy because that would be really uncomfortable if we all of a sudden were like not joking around with
Yeah.
each other. It would just feel uncomfortable. So it's definitely a part of it. And that's 100% how we managed not just like the logistics of intimacy, but the logistics of caregiving. Like when we first met in person together, humor was how we got through like me being nervous to lift you
Yeah.
and like all of that stuff.
And I'll just say that like awkwardness stuff aside, our day-to-day severe intimacy moments
Yeah.
are filled with humor.
You know, people who didn't watch like 4 years ago
I
will
know.
not know what severe intimacy is related to.
As a way of not constantly saying sex, because there's a lot of kids that watch this.
Yeah.
We call it severe intimacy.
There's a question on here that was like something about severe intimacy. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you watched like 4 years ago.
But anyway, I was just saying that like we are not the like romantic
Yeah.
people. Like we're not the kind to like turn on some candles.
Yeah. Drop the
and-
humor.
and put flowers on the bed and
yeah.
say, "Oh, baby, come here."
Yeah.
Like that was really
It's just
hot.
not us.
Sorry,
That was
everyone that
great.
just got turned on. But we just like partake in the activities as if we're like
Yeah.
sitting watching TV
Yeah.
together, like laughing, making fun of each other,
Yes.
making fun of things that are funny,
Yeah.
and like
So it absolutely comes
very
into play.
casual and funny.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to find, oh yeah, the severe one. Do you ever get bored of severe intimacy?
No. Moving on. All right. Do you want to answer?
No, that's funny.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
You all know that Shane and I have had a little bit of a problem in the past with getting too much takeout food.
Yeah, I think the moment we realized it was a problem was when we could not fit anything into our fridge because there were so many takeout containers.
Exactly. But we are choosing EveryPlate over takeout recently to save money while still enjoying quick, satisfying meals. Yep. Their meals are 50% cheaper than your average fast casual meal, and they're the easiest way to eat affordably. They're also super sustainable. EveryPlate offsets 100% of their delivery emissions, and their meals have a 31% lower carbon footprint on average than supermarket meals of the same portion. Plus, nearly all packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas of the US. EveryPlate also provides plenty of delicious variety so you never get stuck in a cooking rut. With 26 tasty and affordable recipes that change every week, including 15-minute or less dinners and dinner-to-lunch dishes, it's easy to find something flavorful and satisfying for every meal of the day. Plus, you can add even more delicious options to your order with up to 22 convenient sides, lunches, snacks, desserts, and more.
Yeah, I actually look forward to going on the EveryPlate website and seeing what new meals are upcoming.
Yep.
It's like, oh, there's meatloaf.
Yep. EveryPlate's lower price point is what sets them apart from other meal kits. Get started with EveryPlate for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49Junkyard. Again, get started with EveryPlate for just $1.49 per meal by going to everyplate.com/podcast and entering code 49Junkyard. All right, we're back. Our next question is, are the number of positions that work for you limited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yep. All right. Funniest story you haven't told yet in relation to intimacy. We thought for a long time about this right before we filmed. And a lot of the stories that we were bouncing back and forth, we don't want to tell publicly.
Because they're not something that we would share with our family and friends.
We're not sharing that. But we do have, we just thought of this, and I think it's funny.
I'm going to say it in a sentence that will not make sense without more context.
Oh, okay.
So then you can give it the context.
Sure.
We were filmed being intimate by an award-winning National Geographic videographer.
He was actually taking photos, a photographer.
There was a camera.
There was a camera. No, this has happened multiple times. What Shane's referring to was...
Sign up for OnlyFans.
Shane. Oh my God. What Shane's referring to was, I think it was for Instagram. Like their, Instagram's Instagram page. We did a Valentine's Day, special with that feature with them in 2019, I think. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And that, and then there was another shoot that we did, and all of these shoots, they wanted to get day in the life shots where we'd be going grocery shopping or cooking in the kitchen. And all of them wanted us to be cuddling, show how you're cuddling on the couch or cuddling in bed. And I remember both cuddling on the couch, and I had to spoon in behind you.
Spooning me, and they were
and we were
nuzzle his neck,
nuzzle,
kiss.
close your eyes. Yeah.
It was obviously very, very tame.
Yes.
But if you've
in
never...
a room full of production people.
Imagine being in a room full of people with cameras pointed at you and then having to do your mild intimacy.
Yeah, and then the bed one, we were on top of the covers so you could see us, and we were just cuddling together.
You were spooning me so hard.
I know. I can still picture it. So embarrassing. So
that's a funny memory.
That is a funny memory. All right, next question. What's your favorite part of your daily routine as a couple? I think mine is when we're done with work, after dinner, we watch TV together or we'll play video games together.
Hey, no, work is never done.
Work is never done for Shane, but when he has to stop working so that we can eat dinner.
When my life requires that work is done.
Yes, like a normal person, because life is not about work, Shane.
Yes. Is there a question on here about our biggest disagreement in life?
Should life be pleasant? Yes, that's our biggest disagreement. Anyway, we watch TV or we play video games, and that's my favorite part of our routine.
Yeah, and we sit right next to each other. Hannah's on the end of the couch, and I pull up next to her.
Yeah.
So we're just inches away.
Yeah.
And we usually have snacks and drinks.
Yep.
It's a great little nightly routine.
It is. I look forward to it all day.
I think mine is when you wash my hair because your fingernails on my scalp.
Or anytime I itch your head, really.
Really, anytime you touch me. But specifically on my scalp,
Yeah.
it is euphoria
Yeah.
inducing.
Wow.
I
I
mean,
know.
I moan.
I know.
I make noises.
Yes, you
It
do.
feels so good.
You love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What advice would you have for an interabled couple who's beginning to explore intimacy?
Ooh, good
one.
question. We are not people that give advice, but since you asked, I did not just allow yourself to not be limited by society's narrow view of intimacy.
That was going to be my advice.
Well,
Dang
I
it.
stole it from you.
I should have gone first.
Because all of this stuff, intimacy is a very personal, private, thing.
Yeah.
But it is so informed by what we hear and see out in the world.
Yeah.
At times in my life when I felt shame or fear or whatever about my capabilities in the bedroom have only been because of me comparing myself to the stereotypical male that you see having sex in movies.
Yeah.
And that doesn't need to be that way.
Exactly.
There's such a vast landscape of what good, healthy, fun intimacy can be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be the cookie cutter
yeah. It doesn't need to look a certain way.
Yeah.
It's just really about you and your partner and what you want to feel,
Yeah. So, and I know it's hard. That's not to say if you are feeling that way that you just shouldn't.
Yeah.
But be mindful that however you and your partner can and want to do it is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
As long as you're both happy.
Definitely. Nice.
Aw.
Put
a little bow on it.
Yeah.
So Hannah,
Yes.
how are we doing intimacy wise?
Oh Lord.
3 years into marriage.
I'm not answering your questions. I'm only answering the questions people submitted. None for you.
All right. Finally, to close. I think if you are interested in this topic, interested in learning more, there are lots of resources out there. If you just make a search on any social media, you'll find other couples discussing interabled intimacy.
Yeah.
You'll find sex and intimacy therapists and pages and things like that.
Yep.
One that I've seen is called Ripping Up Sex.
Yeah.
And that gives a lot of practical tips on how to do things.
Yeah.
I have written a few books that have stories about intimacy. You can always read those.
Fun.
Our book is going to have multiple chapters that deal with it.
Yeah.
That's coming out next year.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. All right. That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Very intimate, but I need my glasses back.
Oh, okay.
See, sometimes you gotta just focus on real life. You can't always be intimate. You can't always have the lights dimmed.
What in the world are you talking about? We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please comment, subscribe, follow, give us a nice review.
We've done dozens of these.
I know, I always forget.
Don't know how to end it.
I should write it out and then just read it. And it's a junkyard out there.
This is a no intimacy zone.
Oh.
Because there are nails everywhere.
Okay. Careful.
You don't want to do that here.